Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So you guys, I just watched the interview at DaGuru, the ex-husband of Enim Tembo. Enim Tembo is the OG housewife of Real Housewives of Durban, but she is the former housewife now. She's no longer on the franchise. Okay, when things started going wrong with her family, she basically ran out of the franchise. Okay, she ran away because she did not want us to talk about her stuff, because we were already starting to talk about it, honey. Now he did an interview, and the interview is just focused on him, his journey, his, you can say, his rise and fall, and I guess his rise again, because he's trying to get back to that successful businessman again. But he did fall. Okay, and for everybody, you guys, we go through times where you are doing well in life. Well, there are people that you like, I love about fall, there is no fall. Okay, but for the rest of us, okay, we go through ups and downs. Okay, you go through a time where you're doing well in life, and then you're not doing so well and all of that. And obviously for people that are celebrities and businessmen, and they are well known, popular, famous and all of that, it's just the fall is so much bigger, because then we are all watching, like they fall in front of everybody else. Like if something happened to me now and I moved back home, of course there will be people that would know what happened. Okay, but there will be people that will be wondering. Okay, people will just be gossiping, but they won't have the details unless I tell them, because I ain't no celebrities. So with them, it's so much more difficult to go through things like that privately. So when I saw him, there was that thing of shame, holo, and you guys, I was like, you're in pilo, guys. My takeaway from that interview, because it's mostly focused on him, his background, his rise and fall, and he is trying to rise again, is that I hlonipha impilo, guys. I hloniphani impilo, guys, hloniphani impilo, because the whole time I'm watching this interview, I want to feel sorry for DaGuru, and I am, at certain points, you guys, and I'm admiring how he has been able to fight, and he's not giving up, because it would have been easy to give up, you guys. It would have been easy to take the other option, which other people do. So it's, admirable that he is fighting. He's trying to get back to, the DaGuru that we know. But having watched that couple on Real Housewives, because for me, that is where I met them. My eyes met them. I met them. I think ngihlangane nabo somewhere go street eThekwini. Yabo sangena sobabili chest. No. So tinga amavors or something. No. Where we met, as in Sababona on Real Housewives. It's hard to watch that interview without thinking about how they were on the show. Because you guys, they were high and mighty, shame. They were high and mighty. We are one of the word humble. That couple was not humble. Ueni, not DaGuru, they were not humble, guys. They were not humble. They were the couple. I remember Ueni not even wanting to be friends with Ununku, because I don't like Ununku. What does Ununku do? Because Ununku was a single woman. I remember Ueni not wanting to be friends with Lassie. Even though Lassie always says that she walked away from Real Housewives of Durban, but I do think that there was like influence of Abo Eni and Jojo and them. Remember when they decided that they no longer wanted to hang out with Ulasi, because Ulasi wouldn't clarify as far as what she did for a living, if she was still married to the former president, and where she lived, where is her house, where is her car, where is her whatever, where is the guy that she was dating. She was lying about the guy that she was dating, and then where's the ring and where's that. Because of that, they were like, oh, we can't hang out with people like that. And Annie was the one that was insisting on that. Annie was the one that was more like, she is, I remember when she was saying to Soresh, I think that she's pretending to live the life that she's not living. Saying that about Ulasi. So, and I remember her calling her husband a high regard husband. I you know, what did she say? I think of my husband in high regard, but we ended up calling him high regard husband, because they were at an event one time, and Annie had kept a seat for him, and Unongo came in and sat. And when DaGuru came, Annie was upset that Unongo was not standing up because the high regard husband needed to sit. It was like, I treat my husband with high regard. I think that's what she said. I treat him with high regard. And I was like, he is your high regard. He's not everybody's high regard. That's what she was saying. High regard. So it became a big fight that Unongo didn't want. It was Sorisha's event that Unongo did not want to stand up and let DaGuru sit, because DaGuru is DaGuru. You know, DaGuru is DaGuru. You know. So, watching the interview, yes, he's gone through a lot, you guys, and it's good to see him. He's picking himself up. He's talking about how he has had struggles with alcohol, and, you know, and I do like the fact that he still speaks very positively of his wife and, you know, his family and all of that, even though there has been, you know, but laba bantu, guys, they were not humble. So kunzima ukuba filela like sorry, you understand, because they were not humble. They were not humble. I think that's why it was very difficult for them to stay on the show when things started becoming challenging, because of course we were going to be like, hi bo, not the high regard husband, not the high regard husband. They were very, 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 very arrogant. It was like, I'm married to who, honey? You know, and who are you married to? You know, and it basically refused to become Nongo's friend because she was a better than Nongo. Like Nongo is building what now? Blocks of flats all over Durban, honey. Okay. She is reconstructing the whole of Durban right now without a husband. The very one that was looked down at, okay? And Lassie over there is hosting every show on every TV show, honey, okay? The very same Lassie that they didn't want to hang out with because she had this thing of, you know, is she still engaged to the former president or no? She needs to clarify that. She needs to clarify that. We can't hang out with somebody as I'm understanding what to pila. We can't hang out with her. That one is hosting every reunion of every show there by Mzansi Metric and Mzansi Wethu. That one. With a figure in Tutwane. Buka. That one. So my takeaway from this interview, guys, is respecting people. Rather be humble than because if you they fall. We are not saying all of you will fall. Okay, we are not saying all of us shall fall. But, you know, you never know, because we did not think that DaGuru was going to fall. Because didn't they say that DaGuru was the king of the club scene in Durban? How is the club scene still alive, but the king is not part of it? How is the club scene still alive? Because that's what they were saying on the show. He is the king of the club scene. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that for us, the takeaway is Mendoza's song, Mendoza, before she went away, not she. Mendoza, before he went to the Lord, Mendoza told us, Hlonipha impilo. He did. He was like, Hlonipha impilo, boy. Hlonipha impilo, something like that. Okay, go look for the song, my 2000. He did. Mendoza told us what's Hlonipha impilo, because Mendoza knew that there is a rise and there is a fall. But we still do pray for his rise again, you guys. I think it's great to even see him now saying, I went through rehab, I relapsed, and then I went through rehab again. Now I'm back and, I'm trying again and whatever. He seems to be coping well. He says he's taking taxis, he's been in a bus and whatever. While people are making a big deal about seeing him in Mapasini and taxing and all of that, for him, it's just part of his journey, which I think is good for him, because that's good for his mental health. Because I think it would be bad for him to be feeling like, oh my God, I have to go to a bus. Oh my God, I have to get in a taxi. You understand what I'm saying? So it's good that he's rising, and we still pray for him that he rises again. But for us, guys, be of high regard, but you understand, because you don't know the future. Also, he should have let his wife do the show. He really should have let his wife do the show. I really felt like, and he does mention on the show that he was the one that said that he did not want to share any more of his life. I kind of feel like, because he does mention that he was having alcohol use struggles, I do feel like he probably didn't want to show that on TV. That's why we saw very little of DaGuru. We hardly ever saw DaGuru, because probably when he was home, maybe. No, I understand. So he does say that he was the one that said he did not want to share part of his relationship in public. He did not want to share it. So obviously, it would have been difficult for Annie to do the show, I guess, even though Abu Sorish, how many times do we see Uncle Vivian, guys? Like two scenes. Uncle Vivian just has to give us 2 scenes every season. I think the husband that shoots more than any other husband is Bube. Because, of course, Bube likes his Bube. He can't live without his Bube, That's the husband that shoots. But, Uncle Vivian just has to give us 2 scenes. And one of those scenes, he is promoting his Oceans Mall. We see Uncle Vivian in the kitchen talking to his wife while his wife is making him food. And then we see Uncle Vivian promoting. Whatever scene it is, it's going to mention on Oceans Mall. So Uncle Vivian is very, very focused. Okay. So even Uncle Vivian, we don't see him much. So even now, it's almost like it was very, very selfish of him to... because I still believe, even though, of course, Annie had to make her own decision, but I still feel like he influenced Annie not doing the show. And I don't think that it was good for Annie to not. That was good for, even if the check is not, guys, if you're going through financial struggle, and there's a check for 50,000 rands, it might not be a big check, but because you're going through a struggle, it's still 50,000 rands more than you have. You understand what I'm saying? You might just pay the municipality bill with that 50,000 rand. DaGuru is talking about how he had cars repossessed and all of that. Maybe that 50,000 rand would have gone to the car you understand what I'm saying? So I really just still don't understand them taking a step back from the show when they were going through stuff, because what they were going through, so many people are going through that. So many people go through financial struggle. Let's be real. So many people go through financial struggles. And I think that if they shared it on the show, yes, of course, it would have been like, oh, they're struggling. We would have gossiped, because that's what we do. We gossip. But let me tell you something. It would have been a relatable story, because so many of us are going through financial struggles. So now it's like we still have access to their story, but it's for free. It's not on the show. It's like, I don't know, guys. But anyway, my takeaway is Mendoza You understand? Mandoza, hlonipha impilo. You understand? Okay. Just rise. Okay. But like the way that you treat the people around you during the rise, you understand? Yes. Do that so that you understand. We are not saying we must prepare for the falls, but the falls do come anyway, whether we are prepared for them or not. So let's not be too arrogant and too when we rise, because impelo, it will happen. Class dismissed. It's a Friday. Have a good weekend.